Ozempic is a drug that's given to diabetics to help increase insulin production in the islets of Langerhans, more specifically by beta cells in the islets of Langerhans, in the pancreas, right? Also to help to suppress hunger and appetite, to help people lose some weight. But did you know that your body produces a natural form of Ozempic? You might not need it in the first place if you do certain things. So how is this possible? Our body makes Ozempic? Well, not quite. So what is Ozempic doing? We said that it's stimulating insulin production to help us deal with blood sugar, right? The reason why we give it to diabetics, and helping to suppress appetite. So things are created in the body that naturally can do both of those functions. And they're called incretin hormones. Incretin hormones, like glucagon-like peptide 1, or peptide YY, GLP-1, or PYY, can affect insulin production in the islets of Langerhans of the pancreas, in the beta cells, and can help to suppress hunger in certain pathways in the brain, right? Now, these hormones are produced in the body by gut bacteria. Now, how do your gut bacteria produce them? Well, we have to feed the gut bacteria. We don't just need the bacteria, we need to feed them, and then they can make things like this, like the GLP-1 or the PYY. And what they eat, more specifically, is majorly soluble fiber. But things like soluble fiber and polyphenols that the body can't normally process and break down, it gives the job to bacteria in the gut to break down, and then as a byproduct, things like GLP-1 or PYY are produced that in turn can help to improve our insulin sensitivity, can help us to naturally produce insulin in the beta cells in the islets of Langerhans, in the pancreas, and to suppress appetite. So why don't we all have ample amounts of GLP-1 or PYY in the first place? Why do we run into these issues where we need something like Ozempic to take their place? They break down fiber and things like polyphenols and produce them through the gut bacteria. Well, guess what? Processed food does not contain fiber or polyphenols. They typically remove the fiber and the polyphenols from processed food to increase its shelf life and to positively affect the taste of the food. So that's right. So all the shit you buy that's processed on the shelf, they took things out of it that are going to help your gut bacteria naturally produce things that would regulate your appetite and your ability to process blood sugar. And so if you're not eating whole foods from nature, things that are rich in soluble fiber and polyphenols are a type of antioxidant. We find a lot in things like berries and some fruits and vegetables and whatever, right? And fiber, you find a lot of fruits and vegetables. Well, then you might need a drug called Ozempic because now your body's not naturally doing it. But guys, in the first place, why don't we just eat foods that are rich in these nutrients so we don't have to get there? And if you're taking Ozempic, talk to your doctor about trying some diet rich in soluble fiber and things like polyphenols, and so that you can stimulate the production of these incretin hormones endogenously in the body, and that you don't need the medication anymore. So, very, very fascinating stuff. Your body can make a natural Ozempic. How about that? So, it's a very common medication. Up there with something like metformin that they give people with blood sugar issues and diabetes and all sorts of things, and just to lose weight, right? So, food for thought, my fine feathered friends. Let's see what we got on here. Say what's up to the people. And we're gonna go eat a meal rich in soluble fiber, also protein, and a lot of other micronutrients, vitamins and minerals, and have some probiotics. Synbiotics contain prebiotics that feed your gut bacteria as well. What's up, you guys? Thanks for hopping on. Appreciate the love. What up, Mayor? I love you, man. How you doing? Master Mayor. And the operator, first one of the day. Appreciate you. As for now, that's all we got for you folks. We'll see you tomorrow, baby. Not sure when, but we'll see you then. Have a fantastic rest of your night. Happy Friday and happy When Wellness. You guys have a great night.